It's your Midday Love, AutumnJoi Live, and I want to introduce you to my very first brand new fireside chat. And I'm going to introduce my panel of ladies. These are my homegirls. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Okay, so right here to my left, I got Ty. So what I did was I told everyone to bring wine glasses, like something cute, something special, unique, something that represents them. All right, so Ty, go ahead and let's talk about your wine glass.
You know what? My wine glass, it represents me really well with the last minute because I actually had to stop by the Dollar Tree and just I was running late, but it does says happy hour ever after.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. I'll get a better one next time.
Oh, it's cute, girl. It represents you. All right, and Ty, you are a Leo.
I am.
Yes. Okay, girl.
To the T. Right.
What are Leos known for?
Very outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
Very loyal people.
Mm-hmm.
Really down to earth. We get along with everyone for the most part. Just don't make us
Feisty.
mad. Don't make us mad. Yeah.
All right, and here we got my girl North. Hey,
Hi.
North. So talk about your wine glass that you.
Y'all don't laugh. So it looks over the top, but it really isn't. I just rolled it in some balls and put a little fur.
Got a little balls, right?
Yeah. And I got it from, I got everything from the Dollar Tree.
Okay. So what's your sign?
A Cancer.
Ooh, what are Cancers known for?
Everybody says we're sensitive. We are sensitive only because we love hard. So when people are not sensitive to how we feel about love, then we get a little sensitive. But we love hard. And yeah, but I'm not really sensitive. I don't really get that. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't really
Maybe
get
you're
that.
sensitive, you just don't really realize it.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm on to something.
We'll see.
Okay. My girl Lex. Hey, Lex. So let's talk about your wine glass. Halloween is right around the corner. So.
Yes. I would say I had to do my little fall colors for my little AutumnJoi. Okay. But my cup, I had to do something creepy. I'm obsessed with Halloween. My family is, my daughter is. So I had to do something just a little creepy. I was wishing a little bit more.
Okay.
My girl over here kind of outdid me with her cup. But it's okay.
So, Lex, you're a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, what are Virgos known for?
Virgo the Virgin. We're passionate. I literally wear my heart on my sleeve. That's why I said I can relate to Cancers. We're crazy, but you don't know it.
Ooh.
You don't know it. I wear my heart on my sleeve, but it's secret.
Oh,
Secret.
Let not make you mad. Hold on
I'm
now.
a gangster. Hold that in there. Thank you.
Amanda Nitza, the world famous Amanda Nitza in the building. So let's talk about your wine glass. Because you said you have like a collection.
Yeah, I just pulled this from my collection because I'm like a professional wino. Apparently, I outdid my teammates over here, but yes, anything for Miss AutumnJoi.
Aw, and you are a Scorpio.
I am. It's coming up. Scorpio season.
I hear Scorpios are freaky. Is that true? Ooh.
I prefer the word intense.
Oh.
It's intense. Not everybody can handle it.
I love it.
Built for the strong.
Okay. Well, I'm AutumnJoi.
Scorpio
Yeah.
thing.
I'm AutumnJoi. I didn't have a wine glass, and I did that on purpose because I got these cute glasses. I can't remember
They
where
are
from.
cute.
And on the back of it says Queens, and these are what my ladies are. They're queens. So this is the cup that I'm going to be drinking out. North, if you want to go ahead and pass Ty the wine, so we can get drinking. My girl Lex needs some wine. My girl Amanda's already started.
Top down.
You got your wine in your ball glass. Okay.
I like how everybody had to get a glass.
Would you like Merlot or
and this
sweet?
one.
I'll take Merlot. Merlot is something is definitely my speed.
Sweet.
Okay, there we go. It's a little something
I would say that
something
one's
for
a little
now.
bit more bitter,
There you
right?
go, girl. We're gonna get this wine going because this chat that we're getting ready to have by this fireside is about to be
I would say keep that close.
intense. Okay, keep the wine close. All right, so tonight, ladies, in the very first fireside chat, are y'all ready for this topic?
Yes.
We're going to talk about, do men really cheat? I know that that's a broad topic. It's one of those things that it's like it's as old as time, and we talk about it amongst each other. And I feel like women are split because I wholeheartedly don't feel like all men cheat, but I do feel like, of course, there are men out there that cheat. So let's open it up that way. You know, what side are you on? Amanda, we'll start with you. Do you feel like all men cheat, or do you think that there are some faithful men out there?
I definitely think, yes, there's a lot of men that cheat, in one season or another in their life, but there are plenty of men out there that are faithful. I mean, I know a lot of my guy friends, that are married, that are in relationships, and there are good guys. So I wouldn't say all men cheat.
Okay. All right, Lex, what you think?
So it depends on how you ask the question. I do think all men cheat,
Okay.
but if you were to ask me, can all men be faithful? I would say yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it depends on how you approach it.
Okay.
I think that in one way, shape, or form, for a man to grow, he's cheated in some way.
Right.
Doesn't always mean physical.
We're going to get into that because
Yeah,
there
okay,
are
but-
different levels of cheating.
Yes.
You got your emotional, you
Yes.
got your physical, but we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
All right, North, what side of the fence are you on?
I'm with Virgo here. I'm on both. I agree, but I feel like it depends on what they seen as a kid. Like I feel like if they were put with two parents, and whether it's whether the dad or the mom cheated, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it depends on their
I think
childhood.
history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I've seen that.
Yeah.
Like kids watch all the time.
Yeah.
They're watching. So I
Yes.
think it just starts from a child.
Okay. Ty?
I don't believe all men cheat. Obviously I do believe men cheat, but I don't believe all men cheat. I think it depends on what type of man you're dealing with.
Right.
I
Okay.
guess we'll get into
Okay, we're gonna get into all that. So I pulled up some statistics that I think are really interesting. But I also came across a quote. It says men don't cheat because they're unhappy. Men cheat because they think they can get away with it, and because they're willing to let themselves get away with it. I mean, I thought that was really interesting. Mainly because I've seen and heard of situations where men can be happily married and still, want to see what's out there and want to dibble and
Or
dab
see if
and
he still got it.
and see if they still got it. And especially when they reach a certain age, like I also read that when they reach like milestone birthdays, so like their 40th or 50th, they may not want to cheat on their significant other, but because they want to feel alive, it's something that they want to do.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I do think that cheating is not about your relationship. I think it's about what you're dealing with internally.
Right.
So it has nothing to do with your wife or your job or this or that. I don't know if it's a feeling of accomplishment or, like you said, just being able to get away with it.
Right.
But I have honestly had somebody that I've dated that argue with me about this and said that they feel like they're cheating because of you.
What? Oh, they
And
did
that's
the
what I'm
whole switcheroo?
Oh yeah,
Wait a
I
minute.
know.
But no, I honestly
the
feel like-
deflecting.
yes.
Oh
I feel
my
like it's the
gosh.
person.
Yeah.
What you're going through internally
Right.
that makes you feel like you have to act almost like
I
a
agree.
child.
Right.
Like
I
you feel like you
agree.
have to act out. I don't know if it's for attention
I agree.
or it's just to get this feeling, sense of accomplishment. Like,
Okay. Well, let me take it a step further. If your man was thinking about cheating, would you want him to tell you? Like, would you want him to be like, "Hey, babe, listen,
See,
we're kind of going through it a little bit. I'm thinking about it because they say communication is key.
right.
So,
I'm sorry. I feel like I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, definitely ignorance is bliss. So, I mean, like, no, it's like, yeah, you're better off not knowing. But I would rather him tell me than me find out.
yeah.
Because finding out is like, that's when you feel really kind of even more betrayed because they kept it from you. But I feel like if they were honest and he said, something happened, that there was whatever, a slip up, that, this would have happened, or that he went out of town or whatever, I would respect him more for owning up to his, because then at least,
Yeah.
I can't say, well, he's a liar. Like, no, he told me, no one's perfect. And
Yeah.
I think that it starts with in the relationship with friendship. If you really date someone and become friends, you'll always resort back to that when you're about to be tempted or about to do whatever. And if it does happen, then you'll be able to go to your significant other in that, in that way that you were a friend before. So, I just think that
I think
Right.
respect plays a
because
really
I think
big
people
part.
Yeah.
kind of jump the friendship and go straight into
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
without really getting to know
Know
the
each other.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel as though like if the individual is ready, like I feel like he should be ready to the point when you do go through stuff, he doesn't resort to cheating. Like,
Right,
I
that's
don't
not
want
the
him to
answer.
resort to cheating. I want him to like def do your part. Like let's sit down, let's figure it out. Like that sounds like to me a man that probably wasn't ready to get in a relationship. Because if he's going back to default, and default is other women are cheating, and that's where he run through. I think you go back to what she was saying. Like basically, like he may not have fixed some things internally before getting into a relationship.
Okay, so let's step it up a notch. You've been with your man for a couple of years, okay? You think you all are so happy. You feel like your man ain't doing it because that's my man and I got that good, Your man, give him that sloppy topping. Let's keep it real. You're doing everything that you're supposed to do in a relationship, but then somebody comes to you as a woman in your DM on Instagram.
The ghetto.
The ghetto.
The ghetto.
So what's your next move? Do you how do you let that play out? Do you leave him? Because I find that a lot of women initially would say, "Oh, if my man cheats on me, I'm out." But then it becomes like a competition with the other woman. Like, well, hold on. I'm not about to let you mess up my situation or you have my man, and then we stay because we don't want to feel like that person won,
Cardi B
as
did that.
opposed to feeling like I'm still in this relationship because I genuinely love this person. And there are statistics that show that once you cheat, statistically speaking, they'll do it again.
Yeah.
It gets easier and
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
So would you leave your man or what would you?
So the question is, just because somebody comes to me as a woman
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean anything. That tells me a lot about you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, why are you not having this conversation with him?
Right.
What made you seek me out?
Oh,
You know what
because
I
sis,
mean?
you need to know about your man.
And so I feel like
I'm the DM. I'm
like
the
you
DM.
said, I'm your man.
I'm the DM. I'm the DM.
But no, so that's where it goes back to what you said. You have to have that friendship.
Mm-hmm.
You honest. I would, and I've done this before. You come to me as a woman, I'm gonna go to my man
Yeah.
because we should have that open relationship that I can be like, who is Susie?
Mm-hmm.
Why is she telling me this? What y'all got going on? Why does she feel comfortable enough to reach out to me?
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't speak for, if I cheated, what he said, because it's a lot. Some
Yeah.
people buy houses together. Some people have kids together, businesses. It's not easy to just leave somebody
Right, yeah.
as soon as you hear something that you're not pleased about. It's
Right.
it's for better or for worse.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You've
like you,
invested.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Right.
going to say it depends on if we're just dating or if we're actually like married.
Because you know who you're with.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
some women put on the blindfold that they try to.
Oh,
you know who you
definitely.
with. If
Yeah.
she's telling you certain details,
Definitely.
like I don't believe what the woman says
Yeah.
always. Like I always investigate. But there's some
Yeah.
points that's gonna hit home because you know your significant
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
And
You
if
know.
it's a situation you might be like, oh, this don't sound like him at all. Then she probably is lying. But if something's hitting home and that woman intuition kicking,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a chance that
It's there for a
Like,
reason.
girl, he got a mole on his left
Oh.
underside of his
He
butt
took me
cheek.
to this restaurant. You be like,
Baby, that is you.
You
You
know
do
you got
spread your butt cheeks. That is your mole. That's the mole right there. That's your mole.
it's like, you know what? I'm signing the papers tomorrow.
Like you know who you're
But no,
dating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some women, like, I feel like when people come to them as a woman or they find something,
Mhm.
you know whether you're like, dang, I knew it,
Mhm.
or what kind of
Right.
ish
Yeah.
is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
It's only
it's
gonna go
two
one
different,
Yeah.
I would say it's two different responses,
because
so it
we have that
depends.
intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
listen
should know
to
who
that.
you're-
Mhm.
Listen to your
You
gut.
Always.
Yeah.
Listen to that little
Before,
voice.
during, after.
All of that. Since I've gotten older, I have learned to listen to. You ever say to yourself, like, "Dang, I should have
Listen.
listened."
And
All
there's
the time.
signs,
And
too.
I have started to listen, and
There are
now it's like
definitely
I
signs.
am happy I listened to
Yeah.
that little
Yeah.
voice.
This, like you said, the signs. That's why I
The
said you
signs.
either gonna be shocked, like, wait a minute, this don't add up.
Yeah.
And then that's when you go talk to your man, like, why she feel comfortable?
Or then
Right.
everything
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
and it's because
or
you ignored
like
the
you
signs.
said, or you be like, I knew it.
Mhm.
Knew this
I
month.
knew it.
But I think it's what Autumn said, and I think the females get into this battle in this competition of who can win him when both parties are losing.
Losing.
I said
Yeah.
she can have him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take
Dang,
it.
but it'd be hard. The dick is good though. Let's be honest, y'all. If the dick is good.
It depends. If they got something else, it's gotta have memories with it or something.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know.
I
Memorable
feel
dick. What you mean?
demon dick.
I'm
No.
probably gonna get on
Girl.
Amazon.
Take yourself to Priscilla's.
It all depends on where you're at in your life too. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know where I'm
definitely.
at. Like I'm just like I don't have.
I don't
time.
care.
Yeah.
Somebody
It be-
come to me as a woman, like,
Because you get to a point as you get older, you know, the sex isn't as important because that good sex is what keeps you in those toxic relationships. You know what I mean? And I have learned that.
but to me, it's better when they're like touching you in other places.
Yeah,
When
it's like
they-
the pockets.
When they clean the
Yeah.
dishes
Paying a
and you come
bill.
home, or right, they're paying the.
They
bill,
good with your baby.
Baby
You know
rent.
what I'm saying?
Oh, those are chorgasms.
Chorgasms.
And it's like, and then you finish up in the bedroom because everything else is taken care
Like,
of.
fix my car and get
Okay.
an oil change and come back and see what's waiting for you.
Girl,
You
put
know.
Yes.
put new tires on your car.
Exactly.
Help you cut your weave
That's what
out.
I'm talking about.
Greasing your
That's
scalp.
what I need.
That's
That's what I need. So
petty.
when you like jump and you, like it don't matter how good it is, you can be replaced, baby. There's
Exactly.
more out there.
Yeah.
It'll be hard.
Definitely.
I'm gonna look back as I'm
just say
leaving,
But
but I'm out.
Oh, you might have to dabble back in it, but
Yeah.
when you get a man,
Girl, ain't nothing like
it comes before the bedroom.
It
It's
ain't
not
nothing
just
like
the
it.
bedroom.
Ain't
Well,
nothing
There's
like
got to
it.
be a whole package.
But
Oh,
that
yeah.
comes, you can talk like that because you know who you are, but it's women out there who don't know who they
You're
are.
right.
And
Yeah.
they'll keep on taking this back, and you know, it doesn't matter
know no
how
better.
beautiful you are on the outside. You'll say, why is she putting up with that?
Yeah.
Sometimes women have stuff like internally, like they
Yeah.
dealing with, and they
Yeah.
keep on taking these men back. But as soon as you find out who you are, you be like,
Boy,
Bye.
Wait a minute, the price done gone up.
boy, get out.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
So let's talk about emotional cheating because there's a statistic.
I feel like that's the worst.
Yeah, it says about 45% of men and 35% of women have admitted to having an emotional affair. That's a lot more than the 20% of people who admit to having a physical affair. And I do feel like because women were so emotional when it comes to men, like that's why we're more reserved when it comes to who we sleeping with, whereas men, fucking everything, ooh,
Right.
bachelor party, we in there, you know, because they detach themselves emotionally.
Yeah.
And so that's why when men find out, you know, yo, you went out to lunch with such and such at your job, and you're just like, that's just Pete that sits next to me at the desk, you know. But they understand, like, hold on, that might be your work husband. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like you were about to say something.
I was gonna say that the emotional cheating usually hurts me more because I feel like that takes more time, and my love language is quality time.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you and the man, like, they invest way more in an emotional affair than they
Right.
do physical, because the physical is like something that happens in Vegas on a guy's trip. It's like smash and dash.
Yeah.
You didn't learn her name, you didn't save her number, but the emotional is like that's like a deeper connection.
Yeah.
And I feel like you robbed me of that time, or because I was busy, or because I was working, like you went and did that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they usually resort to that because they're being ignored in other areas.
Which is
Yeah.
which is
That's
fair.
fair.
Which isn't fair, but it happens.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dead
I've had
on.
it happen.
Okay. You've had it happen?
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
I can imagine. I
Talk,
mean,
touch on it, girl. Let's
Yeah, so
come to Jesus moment. Come on, girl. We got you, girl. We got you. Wait, do we need more wine? Let's get a hold on. Let's pour up real quick because this story about to be
pass the
good.
Merlot. Let me get a little
what
top
I got
off.
here? Oh, that's a sweet red. Hold
sweet
on.
one. You
Hold on, y'all. We taking a little wine break. Y'all
I'll
bear
say
with
it's
us.
the
Oh, there's the
Merlot.
Merlot.
Is that sweeter?
No, the
that's
sweet
what-
red
I would
is
say
sweeter.
that one is-
No.
Okay, but go ahead, girl. Let
yeah,
me hear.
so I was in like maybe a 4 or 5 year relationship, and thinking everything was good. Because he was like a goody two shoes.
Yeah.
So I was that girl that was like, my man ain't doing nothing. You know, I was young too. I was like, I got this, I got that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And all the while he was emailing his ex. Like, I mean, you
Not
know,
email.
Not
Email.
not
The
like,
horror.
No, like not even putting another name in the phone, like actually like emailing. Cause like, who's gonna check emails?
That's what I was gonna say. That's kind of smart because
Yeah.
nobody's really
Really gonna
checking
check
the
the
email.
Emails is where it's at, boo.
Yeah, so
Let me write that down.
Cash out,
Emails is where
hotel reservations, baby. Get the email.
email
Hotel
somebody.
reservation.
You ain't got no other. I mean, I ain't email. I got emails. You know what I'm saying? But I block you. That's the only way you get through.
Okay.
But they were like emotionally like attached and
Yeah.
like it hurt because
Yeah.
I'm like email, I'm like email.
Right.
The ghetto. Hold on now.
Okay.
You put so much into that.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
And then you wonder about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was emailing you this whole time. You didn't question like why.
Mm.
So then it's just like a whole nother level of like I don't understand.
And
Yeah.
you couldn't, and the thing is, you couldn't ask her. I went to her. You couldn't ask her anything because her mouth, she would literally be
Yeah,
mute.
see,
She would not
that's
say
scary.
anything.
Oh, wow.
She literally played her
The ones
plays.
in that back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, girl. Oh, sis, let me fan you
Hot
off.
I'm out of it though. Thank God.
Woo, hallelujah.
There you
So
go.
what if I told y'all that cheating is something that could be in your genetics? So,
I believe it.
So I did my research because I needed to know. Okay, so y'all bear with me. Infidelity was more common among people who had specific types of oxytocin and vasparin receptor genes. Okay, we going back to science class. Okay. So vasopressin is a hormone related to social behaviors, including trust, empathy, and sexual bonding. A whopping 40% of instances of infidelity in women and 62% in men had to do with genetics.
I believe that because you know how like for me, when my mom had me, she was 19. When I had my son, I was 19. So I think it's like the same thing. Not that I was like, oh, my mom was 19, let me have a baby. It literally just happened like that, and that's like what you call generational curses, I guess, and genetics.
Yeah.
But,
So that
Yeah.
cannot be tested? That's what I want to know.
I got my baby. I got my kid right here.
Can I get one of
Everybody, give me your finger. Let me prick it, girl.
One of those.
Right.
Can this
I'm
be
not falling
tested?
for that,
You don't
because
think
at
so?
the end of the day, when you go to work, you know how to act. You don't go to work acting a fool. You're in a relationship, you know how to act.
What are you ready
I'm not
for?
making no excuses, and if you cannot control that gene or whatever you know you got,
Yeah.
then you need to work on that before you get in a relationship, because you can't hurt people and break people down just because you got this issue going on.
It's genetic.
It all goes back to what she said. It's just like an internal thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the fence with that because I do think that it can be genetic. And this is why I say that, because you got to think like the first slaves that came over on the boats, black men were literally just used to breed. And they would just put women in their beds or wherever they were to have sex with multiple women, and they weren't allowed to have relationships. So if you think about the psychology behind it and how the homes are set up now, and how if you want to go get, welfare or public assistance, you cannot claim a man being in the household. And I know that because I was on public assistance, and I'm not ashamed to say that, and when I saw that, I was like, well, no, I don't feel comfortable not saying that my son's father is in his life, because he is, and he's very
like
active.
A child support thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you cannot, like they do not let
Yeah.
you claim the father. So I do feel like genetically speaking, there's something that's built in to our DNA that allows us to feel like it's okay. Well, for men at least, to feel like it's okay to potentially have multiple women, and that's why they're able to detach themselves emotionally. Because if you think, if you were brought over here and you literally were just here to have sex with multiple women, you're going to detach yourself. You're going to hit it, next, hit it. And that's, if you think like that's how some men are now. And I'm not saying it's okay, because I do know men that men have to make a conscious effort not to do it, because vagina is readily available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it is possible for men to be faithful and to not do it, but they have to. It's almost like they have to make themselves
Right.
not do it.
Well,
Yes.
I think we're wired differently.
Yeah.
Females and
Yeah.
males. We're just,
Yeah.
genetically, like we're just wired differently.
Yeah.
Our needs and our wants are different.
We
Yeah.
almost have to like do the opposite. We have to force ourselves to not be connected to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy has to force themselves to be connected
Right.
to this one female.
Right.
And like you said, is what you're ready for.
Mhm.
It's like when that switch goes off, they're like, okay, I've had enough, or I'm done with this. They have to force themselves to only see and want that woman.
Mm.
But
And
like, and to the man's defense too, I think, like you were saying, if they're not ready, then you're dating potential. Oh, he's this, he's great, he says this,
Yeah.
he does that. So when he do cheat, I mean, his signs told you he's not ready for a relationship. He might even said it out his mouth, he's not ready for a relationship. So I think sometimes women we play victim, but it's like, honey, you see what's going on, you
Yeah.
know everything.
Yeah.
But a ready man, you know what a man ready.
Oh, he's
like
ready.
you
Yeah.
said, he get tired. He don't want to. You know. And it's. I don't think it's nothing that could pull him away from home when he's ready.
Yeah.
When you're trying to force him.
Yeah. Let me just tell you this real quick. You know what it is, and you all can agree. Women feel like when the man meets us, the buck stops with us because we're different. We're, we're not like those other girls that he's with, and it's not even really like about the sex. Like we feel like our sex is better. I'm sure we got some good box up in here. You know what I'm saying? But we feel like, you know what? Like I'm a catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not gonna cheat on this. Like I am who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Ty. I'm North. I'm Lex. I'm Amanda. I'm AutumnJoi. He's not gonna do it. And women feel like the buck stops with us, and sometimes it just doesn't.
But no one's
especially
safe.
if they're not ready.
When Beyonce got cheated on, I knew. I said,
Girl,
no one's safe.
no one is
No
safe.
one's
It
safe.
doesn't matter.
No one's safe.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter age, race, nothing.
Yeah.
Just, no
But that's
one's
why.
safe.
Clap for Megan Thee Stallion, because the Hot Girl Summer, I don't know about y'all, but it was very empowering, and not in like a sexual way.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
It was
sexual.
more
It
of
was
like
good.
a, you know what?
It was
I'm
like
gonna go to the
liberating.
pool every day. I'm gonna go to the
Right.
pool on a Tuesday night
Yeah.
and get drunk. You know what I mean? And have
Yeah.
a good time
Right.
And
and
drive the
enjoy
boat.
and drive the boat.
I drove the boat
You
one
can't
time this
stop
summer
living. You
and one
can't
time
stop
only.
living your life.
And that was
Yeah,
the
definitely.
best. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
good.
because of
This is it.
potential.
This is
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But no.
I
We
mean,
spent too many summers slowing down
Yes.
because thinking, some guy was going to commit, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
So we were long overdue for this hot girl.
And women are, and I know this because of my sign. I naturally am like a giver. I want to do for people. I want to cook. I want to feed you. I want to do your laundry. I want to make sure that you're supported at your basketball game. This kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
And so, if a man is not ready or not willing, it doesn't matter what you give him: money, kids, relationship, a house over his head. You do his laundry. You meet his mom. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If he's not ready, he's not ready.
He's
not
always
ready.
gonna resort
It
back
don't
to
matter
Yeah,
if
what he
you're
you
wants
can
to
be
do.
the
Yep.
best
Right.
woman in this world. You can give him his only
Yes.
son out of
Preaching.
5 girls.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. If he's not ready, he's gonna do him.
Because men can compartmentalize.
Yeah.
They can love you and have these feelings for you, but they can also put it in a box.
Yeah.
And they can be career focused.
Oh,
and
yeah.
say, I'm not ready. Like they
Yeah.
have the ability to do that. We
We
can't.
Yeah.
We will be distracted. We'll
Girl,
fall
I be
off.
at work like,
Well,
"Oh, get on my nerves."
whatever for a
Right.
minute,
Answering my desk phone like, what you want?
He more than went to electric
I'm
shock.
leaving work. You said what? You want to talk
Women,
about
we
it?
need to do the same.
I'm
coming
leaving.
home.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what a hot girl
Right.
summer was about.
Yeah.
Not do what they do, but learn
Do
to
for
put
you.
them in
No,
their proper place.
exactly.
We say, oh, let's go with the flow. Okay, let's go with the flow.
Let's go. And,
We
and
know
I'll be
where
right
we
on
are.
Tinder, swiping left and right. We going with the flow. I'm swiping. You go with the flow while I swipe.
I can
Right.
vouch for what she said because I've been through 2 bad heartbreaks, and now when something happens in a relationship, I feel like I'm the guy. I literally put it to the side, and I mean, within a blink of an eye, it's just like my feelings are just like, if you show me something and I've already gave you the benefit of the doubt, we gave each other that, and then you don't, I might give you a couple of times, but after that, it's just like, okay, bye. Like, and I don't never have to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all about learning and knowing yourself.
I was gonna say
Right.
that's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you
That's
get
not
older, that's only going to get better and better.
Mhm.
And I'll
Right.
and as we wrap up here, I wanted to give you all a thought that I had. When you're dating, think of it like going to the grocery store on an empty stomach.
Oh.
Oh.
Think about it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not
When
a
you
good
go to the
idea.
grocery
grab
store, you
everything.
grab any and everything off the aisle, stuff that you
sounds
don't
good.
even like for real.
Yeah.
Like,
You
why
know
would I
what I'm
do
saying?
this?
Why did I grab sardines? I don't even know. What is it? Think about dating like that.
Yeah.
When you go out and you date and you're empty, you're grabbing onto any and every man that is showing you attention. But
You're
when you
settling
go,
'cause you're hungry.
exactly.
Ooh.
But when you go shopping, when you're on a full stomach,
Stomach?
you just grab what you need.
Mm.
You grab what
you
you
go.
need.
Yourself.
You know, so think about that. When you go dating and you love yourself and you're full and you know what you want, you're not going to go after just anything.
You're right.
You're not going to let Tyrone with the Beijing. You know what I'm saying? Try to play you. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna let, you're not gonna let, because you're full and you know what you want and you know what you deserve. So I just want to encourage you ladies and women and even men that are watching this, when you're dating and when you're looking for that person that you want to love, date on a full stomach. Date full of yourself. And my name is Oprah Jr. And you can just, no, joking. Yes. So yeah, ladies, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say closing out? I feel like this was such a great conversation.
That was dead on.
Was it?
Really was.
Dead
You
on.
like that, girl? That
Pay
was
attention.
original. That was
Pay
original.
attention.
That was
Pay
it.
attention.
Ladies, let's toast the
All
very
right.
first fireside chat here. Oh wait, hey,
yeah, shorty,
the balls glass, the dollar store glass. There we go. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me for the very first fireside chat. We've got many more coming up. The next one is going to be with a panel full of guys, and then we're going to mix it up and have guys and girls. So again, thank you for joining us. Shout out your social medias really quick. Ty, what's your social media?
Talk to you later. MZTTYL.
At the North7 _
_ Alexis, 3 S's and an M.
Amanda _Nitsa.
And don't cheat on my girls. Don't even do it. Thank you, ladies.